Olá Brasil, olá para você ligado no OneFootball, estamos chegando com imagens ao vivo do Signal Iduna Park. A regressiva já começou, faltam apenas 10 rodadas para o fim da Bundesliga. E no jogo de hoje, entre Borussia Dortmund e Colônia, está em disputa a liderança da Bundesliga. Se o Borussão fizer o dever de casa e ganhar do Colônia, vai dormir na liderança da Bundesliga. Vai a 53 pontos e ultrapassa o líder, o todo-poderoso Bayern, campeão da Alemanha. O Colônia é, com 27 pontos, o 12º colocado. Está nessa posição já há 4 rodadas. Aquela região do chove não molha, né? Nem vai para as competições europeias, nem fica ameaçado pelo rebaixamento. Só que essa rodada, gente, foi uma rodada em que a galera lá de baixo ganhou. A tabela deu aquela embolada bonita e já a gente vai falar para você dos resultados. Vamos falar também, mostrar os gols no intervalo. Olha aí, Dortmund vice-líder, 50 pontos. É o vice-líder há 4 rodadas. Tá 2 pontinhos atrás do Bayern, com quem ele vinha empatado. Só que na última rodada o Dortmund tropeçou contra o Schalke, empatou 2-2 em Gelsenkirchen e por isso agora vê o Bayern um pouquinho à frente, com 52 pontos. O Colônia está aí, ó, foi ultrapassado pelo Augsburg, na verdade. Não é o 12º, é o 13º. E hoje precisa aí de um resultado positivo para se afastar da galera lá de baixo, ó. São 6 pontos agora, apenas a vantagem do Colônia para a zona de repescagem e também para a zona de rebaixamento. Já começaram a cantar aí o Never Walk Alone, mas antes, vamos às escalações. O Borussia que continua com Maier no gol, 33. Kobel ainda não está recuperado, nem no banco fica hoje. 4 homens na defesa, Wolf 17, Süle 25, Schlotterbeck 4, Hirson 26. Süle ganhando a posição de Hummels. Meio de campo tem Daoud 8, Bellingham número 22 e o Rafael Guerreiro que já virou meia desse time com a número 13. Mais à frente Malen número 21, Reus voltando ao time com a número 11 e o Sebastian Haller com a número 9. No banco, o técnico Edin Terzic conta com Lotka para o gol, além de Reina, Hummels, Modeste, Meunier, Paslak, Rote, Papadopoulos e Anjinma. Vamos ver também como está escalado o Colônia do técnico Stefan Baumgart. O goleiro é o Schwebe com a número 20. A defesa tem o Schmitz, número 2, Ubers, 4, Chabot, número 24, Jonas Hector, número 14. O volante, o homem que fica ali à frente da zaga, fazendo o 1 desse 4-1-3-2, é o Skiri, número 28. Aí tem uma linha de 3 com Olesen, número 47, Ljubicic 7, Kainz, número 11. E na frente, Adamian, 23, e Zelk, número 27. No banco, Timo Horn, Soldo, Hussein Basit, Lemperli, Schindler, Martel, Maina, Tigges e Downs. Vamos ouvir a galera cantando. Sobe o som. Mandarei um ofício para Muralha Amarela, porque antes eles cantavam essa música já depois das escalações, e a gente conseguiu ouvir inteirinha. Agora eles estão nessa pressa, cantam antes da hora, aí complica o nosso cerimonial. O chanceler está chegando para falar desse Dortmund e Colônia. É a liderança em jogo, Gerd Wenzel. Bem-vindo!
Olá, Dudu. Olá, torcedor aurinegro do Borussia Dortmund. Olá, torcedor do Colônia. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos para esse grande jogo que até a gente pode considerar um certo derby, né? Por quê? Porque Colônia e Dortmund, a distância entre um e outro de apenas 95 quilômetros, são vizinhos, cidades vizinhas, e estão aí para fazer o seu jogo de número 95 entre os dois. 39 vitórias do Dortmund, 25 empates e 29 vitórias do Colônia. E no primeiro turno, gente, deu Colônia 3-2. E nos últimos 5 jogos pela Bundesliga, entre Dortmund e Colônia teve 2 vitórias do Colônia, 2 empates e apenas uma única vitória para o Borussia Dortmund. O Dortmund vinha acumulando uma vitória atrás da outra, mas o Schalke deu uma aprontada em cima dos aurinegros, né? Conseguiu empatar o jogo, né? O Schalke empatou com o Borussia Dortmund e com isso o Dortmund acabou ficando 2 pontos atrás do líder Bayern, que venceu seu compromisso frente ao Augsburg na semana passada. Agora o Dortmund não tem outra opção a não ser vencer ou vencer, né? E continuar a sua caça aos bávaros. Lembrando aqui que o próximo compromisso depois desse que ele tem hoje é justamente contra o decacampeão, contra o Bayern. E o jogo vai ser lá em Munique e nós vamos fazer aí uma jornada toda especial para comemorar esse grande clássico do futebol alemão, Borussia Dortmund e Bayern de Munique. Na Champions League não resistiu ao Chelsea, perdeu por 2-0, foi eliminado da competição. Em compensação, na Copa Alemã está firme e forte, está nas quartas e vai pegar o Leipzig no dia 5 de abril, fora de casa. O Colônia, por sua vez, não repete sua boa campanha da temporada passada, não está bem no campeonato, está em 13º lugar, vem perdendo um jogo atrás do outro. Basta dizer que nas últimas 5 partidas foram 3 derrotas, 1 empate e apenas 1 vitória. Ou seja, o Colônia está devendo. Será que vai aprontar diante do Borussia Dortmund justamente agora que o Borussia Dortmund está na caça do Bayern de Munique? Essa história o Dudu Monsanto vai nos contar já já. Tá com a palavra, Dudu.
Valeu, Gerd Wenzel, e você em todo o país está intimado a participar com a gente usando a hashtag alemão no OneFootball. Vá lá no Twitter, mande aí a sua mensagem, a sua expectativa para o jogo, a sua cornetada, a sua opinião, a sua pergunta para o Gerd Wenzel. Rodada de número 25, 10 jogos faltando para cada time na Bundesliga. E mais cedo tivemos 4 partidas e a turma que luta para não cair praticamente todinha entrou em campo. Hoffenheim, que era o lanterna, pegou o elevador, ganhou do Hertha Berlim, saiu não só da lanterna, mas também da zona de rebaixamento, subiu 3 posições. O Stuttgart, que perdeu em casa do Wolfsburg, caiu 2 posições e é o novo lanterna. O Bochum ganhou mais uma, se consolida ali na 14ª posição, já está com 25 pontos, abre 4 para a zona de rebaixamento. Hertha Berlim, que perdeu do Hoffenheim, cai uma posição, passa a ser o 16º, está na repescagem. Schalke conseguiu um empatezinho no final, nos acréscimos contra o Augsburg, manteve o 17º lugar. Uma rodada, então, perfeita para Bochum e para o Hoffenheim. Vamos à arbitragem do jogo. Daniel Zimmer será o homem do apito neste Borussia e Colônia. Os assistentes serão Jan Seidel e Rafael Folten. E no VAR estará Pascal Müller. Este é o OneFootball. Ninguém te leva mais perto. Tá valendo um grande jogo para você a partir de agora na tela do OneFootball. Borussia Dortmund e Colônia no primeiro turno. O Gerd já lembrou aqui. Deu Colônia, hein? Colônia fez 3-2. Gols do Kainz, do Tigges e do Ljubicic. Hoje o Tigges, que veio justamente do Borussia, tá no banco, hein? A opção do técnico do Colônia, Stefan Baumgart, foi mudar um pouco até o sistema tático do time. Colocou Adamian e Zelk, montou uma dupla de ataque, trocando ali aquela linha, aquele 4-2-3-1 que ele vinha usando, virou um 4-4-2 ou um 4-2-2-2 para os mais puristas. Adamian está ali pertinho da bola. A saída será do Colônia, no detalhe Sebastian Haller. Autoriza o árbitro, tá valendo. O Colônia vem aí, todo de vermelho para sua primeira chegada frustrada, né? Lançamento pela linha de lado. Arremesso manual para a cobrança do Hirson. Ele que veio do Union Berlim, na última janela do mercado de inverno europeu. Fazendo hoje o 8º jogo dele pelo Borussia já tem um golzinho na Bundesliga. O lateral é do Colônia, Schmitz. Cobra com pressa, bola chega até a Damian. Zülle na proteção, atrás até o Maier. Goleiro que não tem assim um conceito muito bom por parte da torcida, né? A galera não confia tanto. Dispara Wolf. Avança, vem pela diagonal, procura ali para quem fazer o passe, mandou para Malen, cruzou para o meio da área. Ela pegou no Hector, tira de lá o Chabot. Esse é Florian Kainz. Meteu o golzinho para cima do Borussia no primeiro turno. Aberto aqui pela esquerda, Damian. Ele vem na diagonal, aguarda a passagem de alguém, corta para o meio. Bom bote do Daoud. Daoud que hoje é o titular na ausência do Emre Can, que tomou o 5º amarelo, hoje paga a suspensão automática. Hirson. Daoud atrasa o jogo até o Nico Schlotterbeck. Zülle. Aqui pela direita, Wolf. Carequinha Malen, tocado por trás, vai para o chão, falta em cima dele. Malen que hoje faz o seu 17º jogo no campeonato, tem um gol e 2 assistências. Atacante que vive sua 2ª temporada no Borussia, veio do PSV Eindhoven como potencial substituto do Jadon Sancho. Foi vendido pelo Dortmund ao Manchester United ao final da temporada 2021. Este é Zülle, voltando ao time titular hoje, no lugar de Mats Hummels. Hirson. Tenta a jogada com Marco Reus. E vem de trás é Daoud. Volante de muita dinâmica. Reus perde a dividida. Recuperação foi de Olesen. Esse é o Schmitz. Mandou pelo alto. Zé que deu uma casquinha na bola e tirou o companheiro dele, a Damian. E vinha atrás da bola. Os dois estão meio encavalados nesse começo, né? O posicionamento para os dois ainda não está muito claro. Esse é Zülle. Nico Schlotterbeck. Domínio de Hirson. Jogando como lateral esquerdo, mas ele é destro. É um lateral que pode jogar pelos dois lados. Domínio de Wolf. Boa metida de bola. Aller no pivô. Procura o Guerreiro. Passe chegou no Bellingham. Conseguiu cortar bem o Chabot. O Borussia dá espaços, hein? Tem que tomar cuidado nos contragolpes, porque o Colônia tem uma vocação para aproveitar isso. Guerreiro na frente. Haller pro Reus. 0 a 0, o Dortmund fica a 1 ponto do Bayern. E se o Bayern vencer, pode ficar a 4. Não é o cenário ideal. O que todo mundo espera é ver um Bayern e Borussia no dia 1º, em que eles estejam numa distância mínima, né? Para trazer uma emoção que passou longe das retas decisivas da Bundesliga nas últimas temporadas, Guedes.
De todo modo, o destino do Borussia Dortmund ainda está nas suas próprias mãos, ou nos seus próprios pés, né? Mesmo tendo nesse momento 2 pontos de desvantagem sobre o Bayern, basta continuar vencendo as suas partidas, né? Vence essa hoje, vence a próxima contra o Bayern Munique e ele assume a liderança, né? Independente de qualquer outro resultado. Então, os aurinegros não dependem de nenhum outro resultado, de nenhum outro concorrente, a não ser de si mesmos. Então, essa é uma vantagem que o Borussia Dortmund tem nesse último terço do campeonato alemão.
Torcedor do Borussia sonhando com a vitória. Alexander Souza diz aqui: vamos retomar essa liderança, Borussão. É isso aí. Sentimento comum a toda a torcida do Borussia, ligada em peso aqui no OneFootball. Wolf. Passe de primeira foi do Süle, entregando para Schlotterbeck. Mais à frente ele manda para Marco Reus, hoje voltando ao time. Guerreiro entrega de volta. Reus pela ponta. Faz um bonito corte. Guerreiro se apresenta, domina. Aguarda a passagem de Hirson. Em cruzamento para a área. Era para o Haller. Rebateu errado. Pegou esquisito na bola o Ribers. Haller disputou. Wolf bateu para o gol. Haller na hora do giro. Acabou perdendo para Chabot. E o Skiri pacifica as coisas lá atrás para o Colônia. Já se manda no contragolpe. Está no final de contrato. Muita gente de olho no Elias Skiri. Olha o Maier se complicando com o Wolf. Quase, meu Deus do céu.
E a gente ouviu aí o respiro da torcida da Aurinegra, né? Com esse susto que o Maier acabou de dar, né? Na frente da muralha amarela. Não?
O Maier dá um susto atrás do outro. 13 minutos, 0 a 0. 10 rodadas para o fim desta Bundesliga. Borussia encaixou uma sequência magnífica de vitórias, escalou a tabela inteira. Olesen tentou a cabeçada. Süle tira de lá. Aparece Jude Bellingham. Esse é o Guerreiro. O torcedor do Borussia ainda meio chateado com o Bellingham, que no jogo contra o Chelsea, e valia a vaga nas quartas de final, que se esperava muito dele, o Bellingham sumiu.
Apagou geral. Deu um apagão no Bellingham.
O pessoal se esquece que é um cara jovem, muito novo ainda. Vai ter as oscilações naturais da idade. Mas ele que botou a galera nessa expectativa alta. É craque demais. Malen na bola, cruzou. Guerreiro! Gol! Do Borussão da Massa! Guerreiro abre o placar aos 14 do primeiro tempo. Uma facilidade para invadir a área, para tocar na saída do Schwebe e anotar o terceiro gol dele nessa Bundesliga. Jogada magnífica, com direito a um drible desconcertante para cima do zagueiro. Olha o que o Wolf dá para o Mário. Olha a canetinha, ó. Já vai, Chabot. Fecha as pernas. Terceira assistência de Malen. Terceiro gol de Guerreiro. É o Borussão líder da Bundesliga nesse momento. 1 para o Borussia, 0 para o Colônia, chanceler.
Olha, quando...
Süle. Malen tentou devolver ali de maneira acrobática e perdeu a jogada. Olesen. Esse é o talentoso Skiri, um dos melhores volantes da Bundesliga. Jogador da seleção da Tunísia na última Copa do Mundo. Chabot tentou a enfiada para o Kainz. O passe não foi bom. Mais um lateral para o Borussia. Já passamos de 11 minutos. Lembrando que o Borussia emplacou uma sequência de 8 vitórias na hora de alcançar a 9ª. Acabou empatando o clássico com o Schalke na rodada passada, 2 a 2. Permitiu que o Bayern abrisse uma vantagem de 2 pontos. Do jeito que a coisa está agora, esse 0-0, o Dortmund fica a 1 ponto do Bayern. E se o Bayern vencer, pode ficar a 4. Não é o cenário ideal. O que todo mundo espera é ver um Bayern e Borussia no dia 1º, em que eles estejam numa distância mínima, né? Para trazer uma emoção que passou longe das retas decisivas da Bundesliga nas últimas temporadas, Guedes.
De todo modo, o destino do Borussia Dortmund ainda está nas suas próprias mãos, ou nos seus próprios pés, né? Mesmo tendo nesse momento 2 pontos de desvantagem sobre o Bayern, basta continuar vencendo as suas partidas, né? Vence essa hoje, vence a próxima contra o Bayern Munique e ele assume a liderança, né? Independente de qualquer outro resultado. Então, os aurinegros não dependem de nenhum outro resultado, de nenhum outro concorrente, a não ser de si mesmos. Então, essa é uma vantagem que o Borussia Dortmund tem nesse último terço do campeonato alemão.
Torcedor do Borussia sonhando com a vitória. Alexander Souza diz aqui: vamos retomar essa liderança, Borussão. É isso aí. Sentimento comum a toda a torcida do Borussia. Ligada em peso aqui no OneFootball. Wolf. Passe de primeira foi do Süle, entregando para Schlotterbeck. Mais à frente ele manda para Marco Reus, hoje voltando ao time. Guerreiro entrega de volta. Reus pela ponta. Faz um bonito corte. Guerreiro se apresenta, domina. Aguarda a passagem de Hirson. Vem cruzamento para a área. Era para o Haller. Rebateu errado. Pegou esquisito na bola o Rübers. Haller disputou. Wolf bateu para o gol. Haller na hora do giro. Acabou perdendo para Chabot. E o Skiri pacifica as coisas lá atrás para o Colônia. Já se manda no contragolpe. Está no final de contrato. Muita gente de olho no Elias Skiri. Olha o Maier se complicando com o Wolf. Quase, meu Deus do céu.
E a gente ouviu aí o respiro da torcida da Aurinegra, né? Com esse susto que o Maier acabou de dar, né? Na frente da muralha amarela. Não?
O Maier dá um susto atrás do outro. 13 minutos, 0-0. 10 rodadas para o fim desta Bundesliga. Borussia encaixou uma sequência magnífica de vitórias, escalou a tabela inteira. Olesen tentou a cabeçada. Jule tira de lá. Aparece Jude Bellingham. Esse é o Guerreiro. O torcedor do Borussia ainda meio chateado com Bellingham, porque no jogo contra o Chelsea, e valia a vaga nas quartas de final, que se esperava muito dele, o Bellingham sumiu.
Apagou geral. Deu um apagão no Bellingham.
O pessoal se esquece que é um cara jovem, muito novo ainda. Vai ter as oscilações naturais da idade. Mas ele que botou a galera nessa expectativa alta. É craque demais. Malen na bola, cruzou. Guerreiro! Gol! Do Borussão da Massa! Guerreiro abre o placar aos 14 do primeiro tempo. Uma facilidade para invadir a área, para tocar na saída do Schwebe e anotar o terceiro gol dele nessa Bundesliga. Jogada magnífica, com direito a um drible desconcertante para cima do zagueiro. Olha o que o Wolf dá para o Mário. Olha a canetinha, ó. Já vai, Chabot. Fecha as pernas. Terceira assistência de Malen. Terceiro gol de Guerreiro. É o Borussão líder da Bundesliga nesse momento. 1 para o Borussia, 0 para o Colônia, chanceler.
Olha, quando o Edin Terzic decidiu escalar o Guerreiro pela meia esquerda, mas ele deu liberdade a ele se movimentar, né? Nessa posição ele estava pela meia direita. Então o Guerreiro está se achando novamente na sua posição onde ele começou no Borussia Dortmund, que foi justamente como meia ofensivo. Se movimenta bem, tem liberdade para se movimentar, vai se tornando aí uma arma surpresa e letal para os adversários. O Edin Terzic ter escalado o Guerreiro nessa posição, na realidade foi um achado e foi um retorno às origens do Guerreiro quando começou a sua carreira na Bundesliga.
1 para pro Borussia, 0 pro Colônia, Guerreiro. E o mais curioso, né, é que ele tá jogando não é como um meia aberto, não. Ele joga como meia por dentro. Mas aí o destaque do Gerd, com liberdade para fazer o que bem entender. Olha o Wolf pro Malen. Bate cruzado, era pro Marco Reus, conseguiu tirar a defesa do Colônia. Júlio retoma. O passe é pro Wolf. Júlio que também joga como lateral direito quando necessário. Aparece por ali para brincar. Bellingham. Bolão de tabela, Haller! Gol do Borussia da massa! Sebastian Haller é o segundo dele na Bundesliga. Uma jogada fenomenal. Passes rapidamente trocados. A defesa do Colônia facilmente envolvida. Olha só. Bellingham trazendo para o meio. Olesen já ficou pelo caminho. Bola para Reus, de letra, Guerreiro, serviu. Haller! 2 para o Borussia, 0 para o Colônia. 3 minutos de futebol fulminante do time aurinegro, Gerd.
E por incrível que pareça, sem ironia, né? Por incrível que pareça, o iniciador, o initiator da jogada foi o nosso amigo Júlio, né? Que serviu a Bellingham. Bellingham deu uma passeada em paralelo à grande linha da grande área e acabou servindo, participando da jogada ao Reus, de letra, e Guerreiro fez a assistência para o Haller. Então nós temos um conjunto como a gente gosta de ver, né? Como a gente estava acostumado em outros tempos a ver o Borussia jogar. Uma jogada muito bem construída. Lá tenta vir o Colônia, Dudu.
Mas não vai dar em nada, não. Maia quer te ouvir, Gerd.
E diante disso, 2-0 em 3 minutos ou 4 minutos, né? O Borussia Dortmund emplaca 2 gols e agora fica com o jogo ao seu bel prazer, né? Mas todo cuidado é pouco. O Colônia tem lá as suas armas, precisa se recuperar e falta aí muito tempo ainda. É bom que o Borussia Dortmund se cuide, porque a gente já viu de vez em quando o Borussia Dortmund com 2-0 no placar baixar a guarda ou não jogar mais com tanta intensidade. A gente teve um exemplo disso no primeiro turno, né, Dudu? Quando o Werder Bremen aí chegou perdendo por 2-0 e acabou virando a partida e acabou ganhando o jogo.
E justamente essa foi a última derrota em casa do Borussia Dortmund. Dia 20 de agosto de 2022. O Borussia estava ganhando de 2-0 até quase 45 do segundo tempo, quando o Werder Bremen conseguiu uma virada absurda, um 3-2. De lá para cá, o Borussia acumula 13 jogos sem perder pela Bundesliga em casa. São 10 vitórias e 3 empates. Com a bola o Wolf. Haller tentou a jogada com Bellingham. Passe não chegou no destino. Retoma e volta para o goleiro o Ubers. Esse é o Schwebe. 2 finalizações, 2 gols para o Borussia Dortmund. Que tem mais posse de bola. 65% contra 35% do Colônia. E na precisão dos passes, vantagem também para o Borussia, 92% contra 80% do Colônia.
Ou seja, o Borussia Dortmund tem 100% de eficiência nas finalizações, né? 2 finalizações no alvo, 2 gols.
O que ele mandou para o gol, entrou. E estamos conversados. Olesen. Que bolão, domina, bateu para o gol, a Damian Maier faz a defesa. Ele não conseguiu segurar, parece que ela ainda pegou ali na trave, veja como ele domina. Bate, o Maier joga lá na trave e vai buscar de volta. Mais um sustinho. Mas essa bola realmente não era moleza de pegar, não. Maier consegue evitar o que seria o primeiro gol do Colônia. Mas quando a gente vê o goleiro tendo esse tipo de reação, a defesa inteira fica insegura, Gerd. Fica todo mundo desesperado para não deixar ninguém chutar para o gol, porque faltou pouco para essa bola entrar, ó.
E essa confiança que o goleiro transmite para a sua defesa é muito importante, né? Porque a defesa joga com mais desenvoltura, pode cogitar de armar melhor o seu
Olha
ataque.
o Ljubicic, tentou a batida de fora, não deu em nada. Pode concluir, Gerd.
Em vez de ficar preocupado aí com a lambança uma eventual lambança do goleiro, né? E goleiros como Neuer, como Sommer, como o Kobel, né? O próprio Kobel passa muita confiança para o setor defensivo do Borussia Dortmund. Olha o golaço aí do Haller, que beleza.
Ó, o Otávio Moreira mandou avisar aqui na hashtag alemão no OneFootball. É oficial. O trator aurinegro está de volta. 2 lindos gols através da coletividade. A Sofia fala aqui, que é isso, mano? Eu tô vibrando aqui. Vai, Dortmund. Cláudia Cunha tá apostando numa vitória por 10 gols hoje. Que isso? Otimismo puro da Cláudia. Esse é o Wolf. Passando pelo Skiri. Levando a bola para o outro lado até o Hirson. Lateral que parece que já tem bastante tempo de casa. Nada. Hoje é apenas o 8º jogo dele nessa Bundesliga com a camisa do Dortmund. Jogador de muita entrega, muita correria, raçudo toda a vida, do jeito que o torcedor do Borussia gosta. Aposta na bola longa, Zelk de cabeça. Deixou para Ljubicic. E quase surpreendeu o Maier, hein? O Maier deixou a bola fugir, ela bateu na trave e voltou. Olsen. Esse é o Beno Schmitz. Manda rasteiro. Olha o Skiri aí, Zelk devolveu. Para Skiri. E ela vai por cima. Graças ao trabalho da zaga. Olha só como o Skiri e o Zelk tabelaram bonito. E o Schlotterbeck foi quem tocou por último. O Skiri é aquele volante que tem futebol para ser meia, para ser centroavante, para ser o que ele quiser. É muito bom de bola. Olhar apavorado de Maier. Florian Kainz vai para a cobrança de escanteio. Ela vem no segundo pau. Maier vai lá, intercepta no alto. Dessa vez sem dar rebote. Ih, rapaz, escorregou na hora de bater. E colocar a bola em jogo. Não entendi nada. Tomou um capote. Vamos ver se vai ter repetição. Pra gente mandar aquele vai lindo pra ele. 23 minutos, 2-0. Vence o Borussia. Primeiro gol de Guerreiro. O segundo foi de Haller. Daqui a pouco no intervalo você verá. Além desses gols do primeiro tempo, você também vai ter a chance de ver todos os gols dessa rodada 25 até agora. É contagem regressiva, só faltam 10 rodadas para o fim da Bundesliga. Agora não há mais espaço para tropeços, para lambanças. Quem quiser ser campeão tem que enfileirar grandes jogos. É o Borussia que tenta interromper a hegemonia do Bayern. Começou em 2013. Bayern que amanhã joga. Olha, rapaz, o Schlotterbeck inventando. Bola não chegou no Wolf. E ele fez a falta para cima do Kainz. Daniel Zippert faz ali um gesto de um abraço, que realmente aconteceu, né? Ele falou, Wolf, eu vi, rapaz. Ele de Miguel para cima de mim, não, ó. Ó o abracinho, ó, ó, ó. De 2013 para cá, o Bayern ganhou todos os campeonatos alemães. E o Borussia quer dar um basta nisso. Borussia que foi bicampeão em 2011 e 2012. Ainda sob o comando do Jürgen Klopp. O último time a quebrar essa hegemonia do time bávaro.
Olha o perigo aí.
Kainz na bola. Malen é o único na barreira. Cobrou Kainz. Hector desviou. Ela pega no Daoud e vai embora. É escanteio para o Colônia que agora vai... Ih, rapaz, ele tá falando... Eu tava com o braço colado, hein? Não foi pênalti não, professor. Ó, vamos ver. Ih, rapaz.
Acho que é o Reus, né?
Daoud mesmo, ó. Ó.
É, Daoud.
Mas aí é o Pascal Müller que tem que dizer. Pelo jeito, não viu nada de errado. O jogo vai seguir.
Ainda não.
Daniel Ziber pediu para o Kainz aguardar um pouquinho. Ele está na esperança de arrumar um pênalti. E ele vai dar. Ele vai dar porque o Daoud, ó, ele amplia, né? A extensão do corpo. Não, não vai dar nada, não. Para alívio do torcedor do Borussia, não deu nada. Mas aqui no Brasil, provavelmente, esse pênalti seria dado, hein? Pelo que a gente vê por aqui. Vai para a bola o Kainz. Bateu no segundo pau, Maier ficou. Ela passou por todo mundo e foi embora. E tem jogador do Borussia caído, é Jude Bellingham mais uma vez. Recebe um apoio para se levantar o jovem inglês. Enquanto o Colônia lamenta mais uma chance perdida. Agradecendo aqui o Elias Martins. Alexander Souza. O líder está de volta e ninguém vai segurar esse time no dia 1º de abril. O Maia fala aqui. E o Guerreiro, hein? 2 jogos. No meio já fez 2 gols. Tá brilhando o Guerreiro. Aí o Kainz de cabeça tentava achar o Zelk. O atacante caiu, o Júlio saiu com a bola. Wolf. Júlio. Bonito domínio do Aller. E ele vira o jogo até o Marco Reus. O árbitro para, dá a falta. E acaba atrapalhando o fluxo do Borussia. Podia ter dado vantagem, já que não era para dar cartão nem nada. E mesmo que fosse, podia dar um cartão depois. Foi mal agora, Daniel Zida.
Interrompeu o fluxo de uma jogada que poderia dar em algo mais produtivo, né? Enfim, erro da arbitragem.
Skiri toma a bola do Malen. Chabot se livra dela. Chabot que tomou uma caneta desconcertante do Malen no lance do primeiro gol. Passe do Hirson, um pouco mais atrás, até o Schlotterbeck. Roy se apresenta, espera o passe. O Hirson prefere voltar até o Nico Schlotterbeck. Primeiro tempo bom do Borussia, o primeiro tempo de eficiência, primeiro tempo de gols. Guerreiro e Haller, 2-0 Borussia. Neste momento, o líder da Bundesliga veste amarelo e negro. Esse é Malen. Jule. Aí está o Nico Schlotterbeck, já soma 4 gols, 5 assistências na temporada de estreia dele. E o que mais impressiona é a regularidade. Hoje o 25º jogo dele no campeonato. Participou de todas as partidas do Borussia. Ô, Zülle, já vai? Domínio do Guerreiro, a bola era para o Reus. Hubert tirou, ela volta para Guerreiro, ele tenta o passe. Reus dominou, bateu de canhota no cruzamento. Ela pega na zaga, pega em Schmitz. A galera queria pênalti, o jogo segue. Schlotterbeck avança pelo lado esquerdo, faz fila, deixa 2 falando sozinho, para só no quarto marcador, que era o Hubers. O zagueiro do Colônia sai jogando errado, Zülle. Esse é o Wolf. Olhou para a área, preferiu o toque para Malen. Kainz dobra na marcação junto com o Hector. Ficou difícil para o Malen, ele volta atrás. Wolf levantou, estava de olho na bola o Haller. Ele cabeceia. Anda para o meio da área, ganha de novo no alto. Tá aí o Guerreiro. Dessa vez conseguiu afastar Jonas Hector. O complemento foi do Kainz. Recomeça o time do Borussia com Zülle. Wolf. Amanhã, 1h30 da tarde, você que é torcedor do Borussão, pegue o seu secador. Pode ser aquele secador de vovó que mal venta. Pode ser aquele secador profissional de salão. Ele tem que estar ligado, porque 1h30 da tarde tem Bayer Leverkusen e Bayern de Munique. Para manter essa liderança aí, para continuar na frente, de preferência o Borussia tem que contar com uma vitória do Leverkusen. Leverkusen que vem cheio de gás. Está classificado para as quartas de final da UEFA Europa League. Vai pegar o carrasco do Union Berlim, o Saint-Gilloise, da Bélgica. Esse é Guerreiro. Parou na marcação de Hector. Malen toma a bola de volta. Coloca velocidade pelo meio, manda até Hirson. Esse é Jude Bellingham. Schlotterbeck. Cercado pelos jogadores do Colônia, ele procura o Daoud. Esse é o Zülle. Boa visão de jogo. Encontrou o Bellingham. Ele manda pelo alto, o Malen ajeitou no peito. Malen pegou o goleiro, voltou com ele. Malen Voltou, atrasou. Guerreiro rola. Royce! Golaço! Gol! É de Royce! É do Borussão da Massa! Um gol para sempre, um gol para os livros de história. Marco Royce chegando aí ao pico dos grandes artilheiros da história do Borussia. A posição era legal. O Malen tentou, parou no goleiro Schwebe, atrasou. Guerreiro ajeitou. E o Royce chapou no ângulo, não deu para o goleiro. 3 para o Borussia, 0 para o Colônia. Um primeiro tempo de almanaque do time aurinegro que toma a liderança. Pelo menos até amanhã, Gerd.
E não vamos perder as contas aí, né? O Royce faz o terceiro gol, Borussia Dortmund 3, Colônia 0 e nos 3 gols, Guerreiro teve participação direta através de um gol e com uma assistência para o Aller e agora outra assistência, salvo engano da minha parte, para o Royce. Então, por enquanto, o Guerreiro tá como o diabo gosta, né? Joga pela meia esquerda, joga pela meia direita, dá assistência, faz gol. Olha só o trabalho que o Guerreiro está desenvolvendo no Borussia Dortmund nessa posição. Eu, francamente, não me lembro de ele ter jogado nessa posição sob comando do Jürgen Klopp. Mas a história nos ensina que foi sim. Ele mesmo disse, olha, quando eu cheguei no Borussia Dortmund, eu era escalado de vez em quando,
touch, one touch.
First to come for Köln. Daniel Marlin shot set. Sliding it to Marco Reus, who scores Bundesliga goal number 149 of a glittering career. And that put Dortmund 3-0 up. And Edin Terzic could start to relax at that stage, but it would get even better for his team when Daniel Marlin, who's played like a man on a mission tonight, fired in a shot that was just too hot to handle for Marvin Schwäbe. He'll feel, the Köln goalkeeper, he should have done far better with that. Not that the Dortmund fans minded too much, but Köln never stopped fighting, and Davy Selke finally got his first Köln goal. And it was Köln's first goal for a while after 4 games without one. But at half-time, it is Dortmund who are in complete command. There is your scoreline at half-time. It's Borussia Dortmund 4, Köln 1.
Well, some people just aren't moved by the howl of the wolves. Yeah, great feat for a big man.
What? A complete miss kick. Lift off.
This place is totally jumping.
Time to celebrate with Hennes the Eighth.
Beautiful little flick with his heel.
Just before in the warm-up, a feather from Attila was given to Haris Seferovic, the striker for Frankfurt, the number 9.
Eintracht Frankfurt are not going down without a fight. They are still alive. They have won this derby. They absolutely love him here, and that is why.
Now the Foals are flying.
Oh, that's a red card. No question about it. That is a red card.
And he takes it as coolly as you like.
Dortmund are absolutely buzzing today. This place is absolutely jumping.
That's so very Bayern-like.
Oh, they're having fun here today. You can see that.
How about that? Stylish.
Clamps. Modeste! Goal! Anthony Modeste! An expert from a set piece with his head goes over and takes out assistant coach Kevin McKenna. They are all absolutely delighted. Hats off for Stefan Baumgart and a little dance from Anthony Modeste. He doesn't look too pleased about it, but he'll be pleased about the goal.
Half-time at Signal Iduna Park, and what a half it was. Borussia Dortmund 4, Köln 1. Amazing stuff from a team that looks set to go top of the table tonight. Some really interesting scores elsewhere. What a massive win for Hoffenheim, their first under Pellegrino Matarazzo, as they beat their relegation rivals Hertha 3-1. Big shock in the Ruhr as Bochum beat Leipzig 1-0, and Schalke got a fairly late equaliser in their draw at Augsburg. Their unbeaten run continues. Big game tomorrow as Bayern go to Bayer Leverkusen. Take a look at what Dortmund's current situation is they would go top of the table, above Bayern, who play tomorrow, as I say. Leipzig, well, they are struggling at the moment. They would be 8 points behind Dortmund. Take a look at the bottom half. Köln, as things stand, just 6 points above the relegation zone. Take a look at the stats for this game so far. You can see that Dortmund ahead on possession. We expected that. But Köln have outshot them so far. But Dortmund have scored 4 goals from 5 shots on target. The ultimate in attacking efficiency. And also for a team that works as hard and is as physical as Köln, Dortmund have won 61% of the challenges so far. And that tells you a lot. Rafael Guerreiro, absolutely outstanding so far. Scored with his only shot on target. He set up 2 of the other goals as well. He has been superb so far. Take a look at the average positions. It is Dortmund 4, Köln 1 at half-time. And we can see Bjarne Goldbeck. What's amazing is that Guerreiro is playing virtually as a 10 behind Sebastian Haller. I mean, he's a left-back by trade, but he's playing as a 10, and he's doing it very well.
Extremely well, and he's playing 6, he's played 8, he's playing 10, he's playing everything in this first half. He was definitely the man of the first half, but the Dortmund team very much through the center as we expected. If you have this quality, gifted technical players, you can do that in a small area like they did in the first half.
Dortmund have been irresistible so far. They have stretched things out with those wide players, but they've had so many options through the middle as well, and that's why they lead 4-1 at half-time. So Borussia Dortmund well on top going into this second half. They are 4-1 up against FC Köln ahead of this second half. Just to remind you, a Dortmund win would take them top of the table, and it would mean that the worst situation they'd be in heading into their Klassiker would be to be 2 points behind Bayern. We don't know what the situation will be until Bayern play tomorrow. Of course, it's not inconceivable that Köln could do something crazy and come back. But, Bjarne Goldbeck, you have said that you feel Dortmund are more solid, and maybe Dortmund teams gone by, you might have thought Köln could get back into it, but this is a different animal, this Dortmund team this season.
Yeah, especially the 2 central defenders, Süle and Schlotterbeck. They are so physical, they are so strong, they are so quick, they can defend on their own 1v1. If they stay focused, I can't see Köln turn this game around.
How did Köln approach it? Because obviously you don't want to get a hiding here, do you? You don't want to come away having lost 7-1 or something like that. But it's kind of non-negotiable the way they play. They're going to press forward just as they did in the first half, aren't they?
And they didn't do that many things wrong in the first half. They will sit at half-time in the locker room and think, what on earth happened in the first 47 minutes? They were just blown away. But they played, in my opinion, a good first half. And they stuck to their tactic, but they were just played out of the pitch of an amazing playing Dortmund team in the first half.
Dortmund so strong at home this season. 6 wins in a row going into this one here. They've only dropped 5 points at home all season. They were beaten here by Werder Bremen. They drew 2-2 with Bayern in Der Klassiker. So they will feel they can do something in Munich in a couple of weekends' time. Of course, it's the international break next weekend. Borussia Dortmund irresistible and unstoppable in that first half. Played some of the best attacking football they have delivered this season to blow away an FC Köln team that gave it everything, played their pressing game, were physical, made life tough for them, but Dortmund so ruthless in front of goal. 5 shots on target in that first half, and they scored from 4 of them. I'm your match commentator, Kevin Hatchard. Alongside me, the former Köln, Schalke, Fulham and Chelsea player, Bjarne Goldbeck. And Bjarne, I guess Köln just have to keep putting the work in and hope that they can have a better result in this second half, but it's so tough.
When you're 4-1 down, your legs are getting tired in this pressing because there are very, very little chance that you will take something out of this game. Of course, you don't want to concede any more goals and you try to stick to your plan. But the point, even the 1 point, is so far away. So their last percentage, you probably don't get them out of your body when you're 4-1 down. But they should stick to their tactic.
It's Marius Wolf looking for Marlon, who was exceptional in the first half and wins a free kick. He made the first goal for Rafael Guerreiro, scored the 4th goal, and Jeff Chabot has had a tough evening drawn into the challenge. It was Chabot who he nutmegged for the opening goal. Rafael Guerreiro just on the left there, scored a goal and made 2. He now has 3 goals and 9 assists in the Bundesliga this season. Most of those in 2023. His delivery, well guided away. Royce keeps the pressure on. Dortmund's only defeat here in the league was truly extraordinary. They were 2-0 up in the 89th minute against Werder Bremen. Somehow contrived to lose 3-2. They're well on the way to a 7th straight home win in all competitions. They do have exactly the same points tally as they did at this stage of last season. They went into this game 2 points behind Bayern at the top. The deficit was 8 at this stage of last season. So Bayern have declined a bit, and Dortmund's in position to try and take advantage.
But they have a different body language this season. They're looking more determined, they're looking stronger. They
look like they believe it, Bjarne.
They're looking more like a unit, a complete unit.
Here's a big pass of that unit. Jude Bellingham. The trademark surge leading to the 2nd goal. Every time you look at that 2nd goal, the better it gets. Surge from Bellingham, the pass through, Royce's flick, the touch from Guerreiro straight into the path of Sebastian Aller, who absolutely rammed that ball past Schweber.
And they're so confident in their own ability, in their own passing, in their own quality, the Dortmund players. They play through the center all the time. They don't even play with width. They don't have to.
Here's Royce. Well, they're on song. They're one of the best teams to watch, not just in this league, but in Europe, you'd say. They are a joy to watch.
And they're enjoying themselves right now. As a player, when you feel you're that on top of the game, all the players, they want to join in, even the central defenders.
Schlotterbeck's in good scoring form at the moment. He scored in 4 of his last 10 in the league, including a goal in the Rafia derby last weekend. Good strike from distance. Marlon. Oh, Royce tried to let it run. Marlon's quick, but he's not that quick. There you go, the work going back the other way. It's been a 2-way performance from Dortmund tonight. Form he's in, you'd think they'd be getting Rafael Guerreiro to that room to talk about the contracts immediately, wouldn't you?
Maybe that's a good argument to keep him in Dortmund, telling him, well, your new position is what we can promise you for the future. You don't have to play left fullback any longer. You can play number 10, 8, 6, whatever you choose.
I think as well it sharpens the mind for a player when they know they're out of contract at the end of the season, whether they're trying to win a new one at the club they're at or trying to impress potential suitors. This would be the perfect way for Dortmund to go into the international break if it does end up being a resounding victory. Bellingham went down, referee happy to play on. Here's Riasson. Marlon. Seen more of what Donyell Marlon's capable of tonight. Here he is again, causing a problem. Appropriately for the kit he's wearing, he's been like a wasp tonight, just buzzing around Köln, making life tough for them. Here's Zelke, who is finally a Köln scorer. That'll mean a lot to him, that goal tonight. He's been working so hard, Davy Zelke. So he's been really frustrated by injury since he joined the club. So he's never had a spell like it. He's been ill, he's hurt his ankle, he's hurt his knee. Last weekend he had to go off with a cut. That can happen to you. You just got to fight your way through it. One thing Davy Zelke will always do is work. Here come Köln. Florian Kainz. Ljubicic. Super challenge by Bellingham. There's been a lot of talk about his knee injury of late, Jude Bellingham, and the fact that his form has maybe just dipped slightly in some games. Sebastian Kehl, the sporting director, said he works and he works, but you have to admit that a player won't always play at the highest level, and that's okay. He admitted the knee has been treated regularly in recent weeks. He said maybe that's cost him 1 or 2%. He got a bang to the knee in training, and that's why he's wearing that protective knee brace. But he set such impossibly high standards, Jude Bellingham.
He's definitely one of the most interesting midfielders in the world. 19 years old. He's such a leader already. He's taking a lot of responsibility. He's scoring goals. He's winning hard tackles. And he's only 19.
It's crazy. I can never get my head around it. It's not just how he plays on the pitch as well, it's how he speaks off the pitch. He's so mature in interviews. Remarkable young man. His family deserves a lot of credit, as does he. But Köln have this free kick. If they could get a second goal, that would make things very interesting indeed. Will it be Hector or will it be Kainz? It's Hector. That's a good ball in, and the header is just wide of the target from Davy Zelke, and he is angry with himself. Oh, that's a big chance, Bjarne, by his standards.
He's actually a little bit disturbed by Hübers, who's running into him from behind. Difficult one to score from that angle, but still, he's putting himself into the dangerous areas. And up against two good headers, Schlotterbeck and Süle. Quite impressive that he can manage to win these duels.
The goal he scored in the first half was his first since November. Scored against Bayern. He's never been a regular scorer at this level. It's 210th Bundesliga appearance tonight. He's only got 36 goals. He's a player that always had promise. Joachim Löw, the former Germany coach, was a big fan of his. Often wanted to put him in the national team squad, but the goal output never quite justified it.
He impressed quite early in his career in Werder Bremen, but the next step, top Bundesliga level, not unleashed so far. But he's having a good game tonight.
Yeah, he's led the line with determination in the games that he's played for Köln. There's no question about that. And he's the kind of player that Steffen Baumgart very much likes, somebody who will work, who will be intense, who will try and affect the game. He doesn't hide at any stage, Davy Zelke. Köln haven't won away from home in the league since the first week of September, when they won 4-2 at Wolfsburg. Since then, they've lost 5 and drawn 4 on the road. Since Steffen Baumgart took charge at the start of last season, the Billy Goats have won just 6 of 29 away games in the top division. And they are preparing a cavalry charge, it seems. 3 subs. Nice turn by Bellingham, moving through the gears and ran straight into a brick wall. Heinz only had Ljubicic to aim for there. I think Ljubicic was offside, maybe, was he? Well, play continues anyway. And he was the only target.
Not much left of this high pressure from Köln in the second half. They are tired and they realize that this game is gone. There's no point to take back to Köln.
Well, they've got an opportunity here with Adamian. Kainz, a really good player for Köln, Florian Kainz. Here's Schmitz. That's gorgeous from Bellingham. That's so good. And here's Guerrero leading the charge again. Marlon. Plenty of yellow shirts forwards. Here is Guerrero again, and just couldn't quite sort his feet out. He's saying that he thinks it's a corner. It's a Bjarne Goldbeck special, that.
We talked about build-up. Again, great build-up. And he's just not realizing that Benny Schmidt is just coming in his back and sticking his foot in. Otherwise, it would have been a big opportunity to score the 5th.
So Dennis Hussein Bazic is going to come on. Florian Kainz withdrawn. Chabot is coming off as well. It's Eric Martel, who was signed from Leipzig. Linton Miner, who's signing from Hanover, comes on. He was dropped ahead of tonight's game, so Martel coming in for Chabot, which is interesting. Hussein Bazic is a German under-21 international. And Adamian was the man to make way for Linton Miner. Forward by Martel, who has been behind Skiri at times in the pecking order. It's interesting, it looks as though they've moved Skiri into the back line, Bjarne, and they've got Eric Martel just in front of him. Keep an eye on that. Zelka's flick on.
They got some extra speed with Linton Miner up front, at least.
He's a promising player, always looked impressive as a youngster when he broke through at Hanover. He's 23 now, Linton Miner. He's ready to make the next step. He's only got a couple of goals in the league this season. It's about end product for him, I think. As we see Skiri in that defensive line alongside Hubers with Martel ahead of him. Martel has admitted that he's behind Skiri and has to try and learn from him. So he just has to keep pushing in training. Try and make that spot his own eventually. But when you've got one of the most hard-working and accomplished central midfielders in the league ahead of you in that position, it's going to be quite tough. An hour gone in North Rhine-Westphalia, and Dortmund well on their way to top spot in the Bundesliga tonight. Here's Marlon. Looking for Alea. Royce. Just lacked venom on that cross. Salah was waiting. The intensity's understandably dropped. For Dortmund, it's about just not doing anything silly. Dortmund, if you look at the attacking zones, very much concentrated on the flanks in attack. Here's Rierson's cross, hacked away by Hubers. See Marius Wolf driving forward a lot on that right-hand side. It's hard not to be pleased for him, getting called up by Germany for the first time. Such a hard worker who's really come up through the ranks. He admits he's not one of the stars of this Dortmund team, but he's happy to be a hard worker. They have found right back a difficult position, Dortmund, in the last couple of seasons. They've had a lot of injuries in that area. Thomas Meunier's been in and out. Matteo Morey, who they brought in, has barely played because of a serious injury, and Wolf has very much made that position his own. Here's Rierson. Rierson going for goal, why not? If you fall one up, that's the time to be ambitious.
But if you're overlapped by Bellingham, you should set up Bellingham now.
And Bellingham agrees. He is a demanding player, Jude Bellingham. He's captained this club on several occasions this season, which is really quite remarkable for a teenager. But what's equally remarkable is that nobody would even question that decision. It's just a natural fit for him to wear the armband.
His body language, the way he just performs on and off the pitch. And I like the most that he's taking responsibility all the time, defensively and offensively.
There's understandably been a huge amount of speculation about his future, but Sebastian Kehl, the Dortmund sporting director, says they will try and sit down with him and look to extend his contracts. We shall see. Dortmund certainly showing this season that they're a club that's going places, that they are competitive. In the mix to win the Pokal, got to the knockout phase of the Champions League, and they are right in the mix for the Meisterschaft. That's ultimately what ambitious young players want to see. They want to see that they're at a competitive club, they want to push for trophies.
After a match like this, such high performance from the Dortmund players. Normally, the next days, if they are not off, you will have great fun in the training session. But all these players, they will travel to all kind of different national teams, matches. By the latest on Monday, they will come back Wednesday, Thursday, so we'll only have a couple of days to prepare for this Bayern München match in 2 weeks' time. That's a shame because they're in a great flow right now.
It's one of those where clubs just cross their fingers and hope that nobody picks up an injury. I know they were very concerned about Sebastian Haller going away with the Ivory Coast, given how they've tried to manage his recovery. But it's, of course, a great honour to be called up by your country. They're never going to deny him that. Here's Rierson. Massive games after the international break for both. We've talked a lot about the Klassiker, but Köln have got arguably their biggest game of the season when they face Gladbach. That always means a huge amount in the Rhinelands. That is the big derby in that region. Here's Marlon. Lovely footwork, and Royce couldn't get a touch. Haller, not entirely sure, expected it to come to him.
Great setup by Marlon, and nearly a goal with a heel flicked in by Guerrero.
Too strong from De Hoots. Was he caught as he played it? Well, he's been shown a yellow card there. Mahmoud Dahoud. Oh, there. A little kick at Martel. He's been given a yellow card. Don't always get away with a yellow for things like that.
David Beckham got a red card in 1998, I think it was, at the World Cup.
He did.
Didn't hit the player either.
Tangling with a certain Diego Simeone. Wonder what happened to him. Yeah, it was not the cleverest from Dahoud. He's led a bit of a charmed life tonight. There was a borderline penalty call that was not given against him, but was certainly a tight call. Probably deserves a bit of luck, given his injury problems this season. And that's going to be a free kick. And that is prime Marco Reus territory.
With the right foot, or Guerrero with the left foot.
Huber's diving in. That was lovely from Marlon. It's about as good as I've seen him in a Dortmund shirt tonight, Daniel Marlon. Now, Marco Reus is just one goal away from 150 in the Bundesliga. Is he going to pull rank?
We saw
That's the question.
We saw a trademark shot from him in the first half, where he curled it into the far corner. He's definitely capable of scoring from there.
Scored in each of his last 3 home games now, Marco Reus, in the Bundesliga. And as you saw from that graphic, Dortmund in the top 3 when it comes to free kick threat. Reus did score a free kick here against Hertha in a 4-1 win not too long ago. Guerrero is an option too. Who will it be? Danger for Köln. It's Dahoud who goes for it, clawed away and tucked in by Sebastian Haller. What a night for him, what a night for Dortmund. It's 5 and a brace for Haller.
What a free kick from the guy we not expected to shoot the free kick, Dahoud. Extremely well taken. And a good reaction from Haller.
Schreiber did brilliantly to touch it onto the frame of the goal. And Haller was the only one on the move. Nobody went with him. Striker's instincts.
Had his fingers on it, otherwise it would have been straight in from Dahoud. And I'm really feeling pleased for Haller. Got rid of cancer, now he scored his 2nd of the day. He can still be a very, very important player in the title race the rest of the season.
It's been a long road for him. It's been hard, there have been dark days, but he's been able to step into the light. And he's very much enjoying the Borussia Dortmund right now. Change in attack, and it is the former Dortmund striker Stefan Tigges who's come on for Zelke. And if there was any doubt whatsoever that Dortmund were going to win this game before, I think that's been well and truly extinguished, and there might be more. Haller on a hat-trick. And it's Reus! Bundesliga goal, number 150 in the glittering career of Marco Reus. He is simply a living legend. Dortmund 6, Köln 1.
And again we saw the magnificent right foot of Royce. He's not just hammering the ball, he's looking for the corner and he's putting it into the corner. And again, Schwebe, not the luckiest goalkeeper tonight.
150 Bundesliga goals for Marco Reus.
150 games is a statement, but 150 goals, then you're a legend.
It is remarkable when you think of how often he's had to battle back from injury, how often he's had that lonely trudge back to full fitness. Haller goes off, and just to rub further salt into Köln's wounds, Sotre Modeste comes on against the club that he represented with distinction for so many years. Royce goes off, Marlon goes off. Thomas Meunier brought on for Zula. Gio Reyna's come on as well. You can see confirmation of that change at centre forwards.
So they just substituted 5 goals.
It's a nice position if you can find it.
Terzic didn't expect any more goals from these 3 players.
Some way to go off, isn't it? Haller gets his second goal, Royce gets his. That'll do.
It's a good feeling. Sometimes you'll go off and you know, wow, I was not very good today. But if you scored twice, 18 minutes before the end, that's a nice feeling. Get the applause from the audience.
Reyna's touch. They have sparkled and shone tonight, Borussia Dortmund. Perfect way for them to go into the international break. Wolf's delivering. Quite the reshuffle for Dortmund. They've got so much depth, Bjarne. We've talked about how they're more solid as a unit. We've talked about how they're more consistent. But you look at that bench, they've got a number of key players out today, and yet they can bring that amount of quality onto the pitch.
They have signed some really important players. First of all, Schlotterbeck. But some of the players, they have just grown in the last years. First of all, Jude Bellingham, who's the complete leader in midfield. And today, he was a good player, but some players were even better than him today. Then it's a very hard team to beat.
Notice Zula still on the field. The suggestion was originally that Meunier had come on for him, which I must admit didn't make a huge amount of sense. Reorganisation was Marlon going off, Wolf moving across to take up his position, and Meunier coming to right back. And look at that, 150 Bundesliga goals in 356 matches for Marco Reus across his career at Dortmund and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Shouldn't be forgotten that he was a Gladbach player. He was excellent for them. It's a rare appearance for Meunier. He's had injury problems. It's only his 10th appearance of the season in the league. Just a word on Reus, Bjarne. I mean, he's been so consistent. Had he not had all those injuries, you wonder, could have been even more goals. It could be past 200 by now.
He missed
so unlucky.
He missed World Cups, he missed Europeans, he missed a lot due to injuries. And a fantastic scoring statistic. In his younger days, he was more a winger. And still managed even to score in nearly every second game. But first of all, his right foot, his shooting ability, unbelievable. Not only set pieces.
Tigges was nearly in there after Schlotterbeck's error, but at least Schlotterbeck did manage to recover. Köln's worst ever defeat in the Bundesliga was away at Bayern. They lost 7-0 back in 1971. We're not quite there yet, but it's been a sobering day for them. Is it one of those, Bjarne, where you just say, look, we pushed, we tried, but we were up against one of the best teams in the division who were on top form. What could we do? Or is this a bit alarming for Steffen Baumgart?
No, it's not alarming at all. I think they started very brave. They conceded goals, nearly impossible to defend. They were just up against a really good opponent today. I think if they would have sit back, we would have, first of all, have had a boring game. But I think they would have conceded a lot of goals anyway, because Dortmund was that much on fire today. No, they're not falling. They're not falling apart. They were not naive. They were not doing any mistakes, really, silly mistakes.
Here's Bellingham, captaining the team, still going. Jude Bellingham got Modeste to aim for, and that's who he was looking at. Couldn't quite find him. Wolf keeping the pressure on, but it really opened up there for Jude Bellingham. He was unselfish, could have gone alone. I think if Anthony Modeste scores against Köln, that'll really top it off for them. Horrible evening, because there's a man who scored 20 Bundesliga goals for Köln last season.
I'm wondering if he would score tonight, would he run to Baumgart and steal his hat again, like he did earlier?
He could try. I'm not sure it would be the best idea. He's such a popular player at Köln, but the opportunity came up for him after Sebastian Aller's diagnosis. He made that move to Signal Iduna Park, lured by Champions League football and, of course, the attraction of playing for a club of this size. Not that Köln isn't a big club, of course. Köln have won this free kick. Some more changes. Mats Hummels to come on, with Dahoud to go off, and Ryerson will make way for the 18-year-old Tom Reuter. Job well done for both Dahoud and Julian Ryerson. Dahoud's leaving in the summer, not being given a new contract, but Edin Terzic still says that he's going to be an important player. And Tom Reuter, 18 now, scoring his Bundesliga debut against Wolfsburg, and became the youngest debutant at the time to score in the Bundesliga. That was when he was 17. Miner's delivery. First header by Reuter, and the goalkeeper does just enough, Meyer, to keep that out. That was actually an excellent save.
That was an excellent finish with his left foot as well. Is it Tigges finishing it? It's finishing, followed up by Tigges.
He couldn't quite get there on the second attempt. Miner's delivery, and that's away. But Alexander Meyer making a fine save to prevent Köln getting a second goal. Dortmund have moved on to 55 goals, and they're moving on to 53 points. Ahead of Bayern, who play tomorrow at the Bayer Arena against Bayer Leverkusen. And it sets us up so beautifully for Der Klassiker in a couple of weeks' time in Munich. What a game that is going to be. We truly do have a race for the Meisterschale this season. It was looking a few weeks ago like a pack of teams who could win it, but it does seem to be boiling down to just Dortmund and Bayern. Leipzig have slipped up again today, beaten at Bochum. Union Berlin have been dropping points because of their European commitments, I'd argue. Frankfurt haven't been as consistent as they'd like to be. And it does look as though it'll be Bayern and Dortmund, as has so often been the case in the last few years. Can Dortmund tell a different story this time around? Modeste couldn't get there, but Gio Reyna could. He's really contributed in 2023. Scored winning goals late on against Augsburg and Mainz to help Dortmund build momentum early in 2023. Here come Köln, Hüseyin Basic trying to get there. Watered it enough. Every action's being cheered like a goal from the yellow wall at the moment. Here's Bellingham. Lovely open spaces for him, and he's found Modeste. Didn't want to drive towards goal there, Modeste. It's Reyna. Here's Rorter. Modeste again, being roundly jeered by the travelling Köln fans. He's big enough and old enough to deal with that. Probably big enough and old enough to accept it as well. It was a painful blow for Köln when he went. Steffen Baumgart made no secret of that. Here's Meunier.
His move from Köln to Dortmund didn't really make any of the parts happy so far. I don't think Dortmund is that happy. He didn't have that big impact. Dortmund not happy. They're missing his goals. If he's happy himself, I don't know. He's not playing that much. But you never know. When you get that offer as a player, go for it.
Yeah, you can understand why he went for it.
Oh, yeah. You could get some titles on your CV.
Yeah, and he may well do. They're in the DFB Pokal still. Going to make another change here. They're going to bring on Kingsley Schindler. And it is Dejan Ljubicic who goes off. Schindler, a regular substitute this season. 16th substitute appearance. Another game without a goal for Ljubicic. Köln still waiting for a league double over Dortmund. The last time they managed it in 1989. It did feel like a bit of a turning point as well, that defeat for Dortmund in Cologne. I feel like Dortmund learned some harsh lessons from that game. Here's Benno Schmitz. Schindler. That's a good cross by Schindler. Away by Meunier. Martel to Schmitz. Well, that was an awkward flick. Miner lets it run for the corner. Well, they've not stopped running, Köln. They've not stopped pushing. It's been a sobering, difficult evening for them. Goalkeeper comes through traffic and does well. He's improved after a shaky start, Alexander Meyer. And that's a really good recovery challenge by the captain, Jonas Hector. He's been so loyal to Köln. He stayed with them when they were relegated, led them back into the division at the first attempt. Player who's been linked with the likes of Barcelona and Liverpool in his career, but he's always turned those moves down. He's a player that's always done things his way, Jonas Hector, and the Köln fans love him for that. He's had a contract at the end of the season. Nothing definitive on that. Steffen Baumgart, the coach, says he'll decide his future at the end of the season. We can't put a gun to his chest. He'll have to think carefully. He's not the type of guy that'll be influenced. But what a servant he's been, Jonas Hector.
He was a late bloomer. He came in quite late in his career. He can play left fullback as Guerrero, and he can very much play central defender as well, central midfielder as well, holding midfielder. He would be very interesting for nearly all Bundesliga clubs out of contract.
It has been thought that he might retire altogether and just go and do something else. Again, that would be very honest Hector. He's not a conventional character. Here's Benno Schmitz. Towering leap by Mats Hummels. Still such a good defender. It's his 408th Bundesliga appearance tonight, Mats Hummels. Here's Bellingham. And he whipped it in and he nearly found Modeste. He seems to have made it his mission, Jude Bellingham, to tee up Anthony Modeste tonight.
But what a great performance, defensive performance from Hübers. He's risking everything, pulled muscle, and he's just touching the ball in front of Modeste.
Former teammate denying Modeste a goal that would have certainly caused quite a stir. Something else that caused quite a stir was Stefan Baumgart's comments this week about the effect of the carnival celebrations on his team. Said, I don't want to offend anybody in Cologne, but I've now had experience of carnival. The truth is, it's done us no good. Since carnival, the air's gone out of the team. The events are all great, but maybe we need to do things differently. If you don't know, carnival is a massive part of Cologne culture and society. The players are involved in several events at the height of carnival season, which is in February. There are two things that people in Cologne love. One of them's carnival, one of them is VOCE. Massive game after the international break against Gladbach. Then they go to Augsburg and then they're at home to Mainz. They are not easy fixtures for Köln in the next few weeks. That game against Gladbach might just set the tone. Gladbach have got their own problems at the moment. Good work from Skiri against Wolf.
They're far from safe, Köln. They probably need approximately around 10 points still to be safe for another season in the Bundesliga.
We've only got 9 games left after tonight, so still work to do for the Billy Goats. Still more defending to do as well. Can Dortmund get a 7th? Here's Bellingham. It's another dangerous cross! And off the post from Zula. Here's Hummels. Flicked on, flicked away. Could so easily have been 7. But here come Köln on the counter. Miner. Schindler for company. Still going. And it's touched onto the post by Schindler. How did that not go in? He can't believe it. Meyer with the save from Miner's effort. And the woodwork is rattled at both ends in the space of a minute. That was absolutely extraordinary. Cannot quite believe that Schindler wasn't able to put that in. It came at him quickly. You have to say that, but what's a chance for Köln to get a goal back?
But the goal was quite empty.
I'm trying to be kind to Kingsley Schindler there, to be honest. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean a huge amount, but he's only ever scored once in the Bundesliga, Schindler. That was last March. Here's Miner again. It's a good run from him in the first instance. And here's another one. Way by Hummels. What an eventful game it's been. Hüseyin Basic. And still the youngster.
I hope we get the opportunity to analyze the missed shot from Schindler.
You never missed any like that, did you, Bjarne? Surely.
From that range, I was quite
deadly.
Quite deadly, exactly.
He scored a few long-range goals as well, I seem to remember. Now and again. Borussia Dortmund have made a big statement They are going nowhere in this title race. They are not giving up, and they are back on top of the Bundesliga tonight. A storming performance against FC Köln. And they have dug Bayern in the ribs. Bayern will go to Bayer Leverkusen tomorrow, looking to reclaim top spot ahead of Der Klassiker. A goal from Rafa Guerreiro put Dortmund in front. Braces from Sebastian Aller and Marco Reus. A strike from Daniel Malen. A goal from Davy Zelke. Only a consolation. The final score, Borussia Dortmund 6, FC Köln 1. Marco Reus scoring goals number 149 and 150 of his Bundesliga career. Jude Bellingham with another wonderful performance in midfield. He seemed to get stronger as the game wore on. Bjarne Goldbeck still alongside me. I mean, if you're going to send a message, that's the way to do it in this title race. They are going nowhere.
Thank you to all the players for this performance we enjoyed tonight. Great statement from Dortmund. First half, breathtaking, outstanding. Second half, cruise control, but still very good. That was definitely a statement towards München.
As we say, Bayern play tomorrow at Bayer Leverkusen. If they avoid defeat, they'll go back to the top on goal difference. If they win that game, they'll be 2 points clear of Dortmund, ahead of Der Klassiker in Munich in 2 weeks' time. But whatever happens tomorrow, Dortmund can go to Munich full of confidence, knowing they're playing so well in 2023, and they'll hope to change the narrative, because we've seen it time and time again. They've gone to Munich and been well beaten. Might be different this time around.
They are definitely full of confidence, because the performance tonight, splendid. And really every player joined in. But there was one player above all, in my opinion. Rafael Guerreiro transformed from left fullback to, you called it number 10. I saw him as a 6, as 8, as 10. I saw him all over the midfield. He was involved in nearly everything tonight. And
everywhere apart from left back.
And he
doesn't want to be back there.
His passing was quality, and his movements, and very, very enjoyable to watch.
And Köln will try and take heart from the fact they never gave up, the fact they kept running, kept pushing, but really tough night for them. And they are still on the fringes of this relegation battle, no doubt. It's Dortmund's night at Signal Iduna Park. 7 straight home wins in all competitions. It all started with Daniel Malen's brilliant skill, finding Guerreiro. Goals in back-to-back games for him in the Bundesliga. Brilliant from Jude Bellingham. Guerreiro finding Sebastian Aller. Guerreiro again the provider, that time for Marco Reus, who's now scored in 3 straight Bundesliga home games. Daniel Malen with a shot that was too hot to handle for Schwebe. Late in the half, Davy Zelke finally ending Köln's goal drought, which had stood at 4 matches. Köln did create other chances. Zelke with that header wide of the target. That was a decent opportunity, but Dortmund were relentless. Guerreiro denied there by some excellent cover from Benno Schmitz, but the pressure would be maintained by Edin Terzic's men. Mahmoud Dahoud's free kick brilliantly kept out by Schwebe, but Aller was the only one alive to the possibilities, the only one on the move, and he tucks the ball home for his brace in front of the yellow wall. That made it 5 on the night to Dortmund, and soon after that, a milestone for Marco Reus. Aller making use of himself, the ball through to Reus, who slammed it home. Bundesliga goal number 150 of a very special career. And that put the icing on a very tasty cake for Borussia Dortmund. Then Ljubicic testing Maya there. It's a good response from the goalkeeper, because he had to push it far enough out that Stefan Tigges couldn't tap the ball home. We've got a remarkable miss here, as Kingsley Schindler somehow put the ball onto the post with the goal at his mercy. That's what they want at the end of the season, but they want the real one. What a win for Borussia Dortmund. They can celebrate in front of the yellow wall. Some of those celebrations being explained, of course. Kids are only really interested in kicking the ball about, and why wouldn't that be the case? It's always depressing to see kids who've got better trainers than me, but that's a different point. Young and old, able to enjoy, not just tonight, but able to enjoy that. Dortmund top of the table, a point clear of Bayern, work still to do, a road still to travel, but they are in the mix, and they won't let anyone tell them any different. It's a club dreaming of the Meisterschale, dreaming of glories that may be to come. Not quite the reunion Stefan Tigges would have wanted.